silver vessels, vessels of wood, vessels that have purged themselves and sanctified themselves. It's at the end of the day, you know, I used to do ministry in the secluded part of town. In Ghana, where I was in Accra, Minister Josephine knows there, and you also know the New Achimota. That was in the bush. It was secluded place, and I just, though we're next to the brewery, a big brewery, but I never ever put myself out there. I just focused on doing my own, what God had called me to do. Then one day a minister organized a camp meeting in which it was a joint church camp meetings. So I ministered, and one of the ministers from there, I think, invited me to come and hold a meeting in his church for a couple of days, for a week, yeah. And his associate pastor was the president, was the head, the dean of a Bible school of a bigger church, of a national church, and he couldn't understand how I could impact them in a dimension that he believes that he had never experienced, yet I wasn't known, nobody knew me, I wasn't out there. So since he was in charge of a big Bible school, and he knew that his boss, he arranged for me to speak at the Bible school, so his boss could come in contact with me in his own mind. So he set it up, and I was to teach in the mornings during Bible school. So one of the days whilst I was preaching, then his boss came in, and his boss said that when he came in, he's a mainline man of God, he said, he didn't understand why there was electricity of God's presence in the atmosphere to that degree at about 11 o'clock in the morning. And as he was going through to his office, he could hear my voice, and so he said he had to stop to listen because he could feel the energy that was coming from that classroom. It was strong, so he stopped. And he stopped, and he listened, and he went in. So after the meeting, he told the dean that he's holding a meeting. They should make sure that I was at that meeting that evening. And so that's how we connected. And he has a big evangelistic ministry. I think, there were times when I went with Minister Jojo to do some of the crusades, and he used to hold like 1 or 2 crusades in a year, that he had a very large church. But after meeting him, God told me to help him. That's what God told me in a dream. He says, God says, join yourself to him and help him. So I began to help redesign his evangelistic ministry and put in place structures. And he started doing about 10 to 11 crusades a year. There was another ministry that had more money, more branches, big name, everything. And those crusades